¿Qué onda, Lokos?
Hey, so I recently heard that Shazam and Kung Fu Panda 2 have a lot of similarities.
Weirdly similar to Kung Fu Panda 2.
I thought I'd take a look into that. So to start off with, the Kung Fu Panda trilogy has to be one of my favorites. I like their whole collectivist outlook instead of the individualist outlook we tend to get in America.
Father.
A friend.
Sleepy baby.
A family.
You can definitely tell someone with a better understanding of that culture directed that movie, but I have to give credit where credit is due. You know, Shazam is an amazing movie. 1,000 miles away from the whole DC universe, from their normal crushed blacks and whites. Very colorful, very bright, very good story. So, let's start off with stories. Story similarities. Shazam is about a boy's search for his family, who becomes a superhero. On his way to find his family he lost long ago, he finds another one in the foster brothers and sisters. In doing so, they all become superheroes. The story of Kung Fu Panda 2 is about Po the Panda's journey into who he is and where he comes from. On his way to understanding who he is, he finds inner peace in his new friends and the team of warriors who have become a family to him.
I love you guys.
Both movies start us off with the Antagonist Backstory. In Shazam, we get the story of Thad, a nerd who's chosen by Shazam, but as Shazam soon realizes, Thad is too easily manipulated by the evil. Therefore, he's sent back to his car with his dad. In Kung Fu Panda 2, we get the exposition of Lord Shen and his family created fireworks. Shen wishes to use fireworks in order to create a weapon and take over the lands. In both instances, we get a sword of magic calling to both antagonists. In Kung Fu Panda 2, we get the soothsayer telling Shen that his downfall will be from the one who is black and white, and in Shazam we get a magic 8-ball that guides Thad into the darkness, both of which fatefully guide them to turn evil. In Shazam we see that Thad is called by the Sins to return back to them. In Kung Fu Panda 2 we get Shen deciding to kill all the pandas. We then move forward to the present day on both movies. We are introduced to the protagonists, and around the same time period we get the scene where Po is confronted with the image that the wolf had, and Billy is at the doorstep of a lady he thinks might be his mother. We then see both antagonists use their newfound weapons. Shen kills Lord Rhino, and of course, Thad kills a bunch of business people, including his dad. Po Bill then befriends the main character, Tiger Freddy. Billy then thinks he can do anything, so he starts skipping school and decides to do lighting shows in order to get money like a bum. While Po thinks he can do anything, and tries to take on a bunch of wolves.
My fist in your plush cuddly, super soft face.
Then getting himself locked up by Shen. Po Bill then meets Shen Thad and underestimates him. Billy punches him thinking he's a weakling, then Thad goes on to beat him up. Po, on the other hand, destroys the tiny cannon thinking that it was the cause of his destruction, then sees the real cannon. Shen Thad then tries to kill Po Bill. Billy runs away, but in doing so he loses track of his sidekick. Po, on the other hand, barely gets the Furious Five out of being hostages. Po then tries to take on Shen, and tries to defeat him alone, not listening to Tiger.
You're staying here.
Much like Shazam not listening to Freddy.
All this power, and all you did was turn into a show-off and a bully.
Then the Furious Five are held hostage. Billy then finds his mother instead of looking for Freddy, and ends up getting his family held hostage. Po and Billy both get beat up by Shen Thad when they try to take him on alone. Both Po and Billy have a revelation about their mother. Billy realizes that his mother left him on purpose because she felt she couldn't care for him. And Po's mother left him on purpose in order to protect him. Very distinct reasons. Shazam's revelation came prior to saving his foster family, afterwards realizing it is his true family.
The superhero can't save his family. He's not much of a hero.
While Po's revelation came after, he gets beat by Shen a second time, after he ruins the Furious Five's plan. Once Po and Billy regain their meaning to family, Po and Billy then go on to set the family free. Po sets the Five free while Billy awakens his brothers and sisters as the Furious Five.
Thrones of our brothers and sisters.
I mean the thrones of the brothers and sisters. We even get to see the same scene just on opposing sides.
A panda stands between you and your
For mercy, as I feast on your heart.
Lord! Prepare yourself for a hot. Are you making some like big evil guy speech right now or something?
Po and Billy both then defeat their enemy because of envy. Po's character is envious of how Po was able to let go of his past, even though it was him who ruined it.
How did you find peace? I took away your parents. Everything. I scarred you for life.
Shazam defeats Thad by getting all the sins out of him, and the last of which is envy.
Where's Little Man? Where's Envy?
The movie Shazam ends with Billy leading the all hands on deck thing,
All hands on deck.
and being thankful for his family. Billy also says that he will stay and that he's finally home.
I'm home.
In the same regard, we get Po to meet back with his foster dad, and Po then tells his dad that he finally figured out who he is.
Who I am. I'm your son.
Po and Billy, well, Po and Billy are pretty much the same character.
Whatever it is, I will take them down.
You're dead.
Both of which are somewhat of an awkward anti-hero. There's something about them both missing their mother that resembles their lost identity. So throughout the movie they search for that family that's long gone. Po and Billy at certain points also overestimate themselves,
Or try that again.
thinking they can do anything without help, and are both very impatient. Tiger and Freddy are both strong sidekicks. Both of them are isolated, lonely, and distant from the other characters.
I know.
So hardcore you don't feel anything.
Tiger tries to make Po realize he's not in the right state of mind,
You're staying here.
and Freddy does the same to Billy.
No shit.
In the beginning, both Tiger and Freddy believe that Po and Billy are part of their family, but Po and Billy do not feel that way.
What, am I running a foster home now?
The hardcore can't understand.
In all honesty, I see Tiger as Freddy,
Plus, I mean, you're my best friend. I don't want you to die.
But I can't watch my friend be killed.
Monkey as Darla,
Is she even good at keeping secrets?
At the first sight of trouble, I'll give you a signal.
Yes, you guys figured it out. All on your own. I didn't help. I didn't break any promises.
Monkey!
Viper as Maria,
Always having daddy issues.
I don't know if I want to.
Crane as the Mexican kid,
Hey, maybe you can't watch me be killed?
Oh, crap.
and Manana as the Asian kid.
Honestly, guys, I never thought I'd die like this.
That's what happens when you suck.
Shazam and Kung Fu Panda was actually pretty similar. I was not expecting to find so many similarities. Besides the mothers being gone, as you start to look further into their character, maybe the mother being gone that gives them the same character description, really. There were shots that almost seem identical, specifically close-ups on the characters look. Maybe it's just that Billy looks like a panda, or that panda looks like a little boy. Next time we'll be doing something more in-depth, something closer to the other stuff, something more philosophical. So until next time, I'm Mexican Chuy, and hasta mañana, locos.
It was very reminiscent of like the playful kind of carefree tone of the Raimi Spider-Man movies.